What's going on that is big, big, big? Well, I'll tell you, the biggest thing that's going on right now is Ripple's application, guys, for a national banking license. This is truly massive. Now, why is this so big? Well, guys, if Ripple does get approved for, this national banking license, they're going to be under the jurisdiction of the Office of the Comptroller, I believe, and in that regard. And that is a big deal because of stable coins, obviously. Guys, Ripple wants to be out there and being an issuer. Now, they've also made application with the Federal Reserve as well, in respect to, being a bank. And it is because of the whole stable coin deal. Now, we know that RLUSD is a massively, popular stable coin. And in fact, since its launch, it has just blown away a lot of what a lot of folks were thinking. Now, the thing is this. Right now, it is a big deal around the wide world where you're seeing all the legislation coming out about stablecoins. And I remember, and I brought this up so many times, how Scott Bessent was sitting there right beside President Trump. After President Trump had come out and said, listen, we're not going to have a U.S. issued central bank digital currency. We're banning that on one of his executive orders. And then Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury, says, hey, we're going to underpin the U.S. dollar with stable coins. Wow, wow, wow. That is not underpinning, the stable coins with the buck. It was the reverse of what he said. And then, of course, now we got the whole Genius Act thing. And guys, wow. You cannot make this up. And as I've been it's just another thing to stack on the bullishness for XRP. Now, I've got an amazing article that I read about all this. I'm going to put that right down there in the description where you can read it for yourself. And you can see why the impacts are so significant, because it's changing the landscape. It's changing the landscape for how monetary instruments are valued, how they're moved, how they're being utilized, why that's important. The monetary system is changing. It's changing right before our very eyes, of course. And so when you think about, okay, how am I going to interact with all of these institutions? Why, in terms of like going out there, and by the way, decentralized finance, stablecoins and DeFi go hand in glove. And we know that DeFi is going to be one of the biggest money makers in this entire new economy that they're putting us into, and how people will earn yield on their stablecoins inside these decentralized finance applications. Of course, smart contracts. When you're seeing settlement in smart contracts for services or, other types of obligations and things like that, guys, they settle in stable coins. And we're talking billions